friends. Today I am outside in my backyard because it's so beautiful. The plants are growing, the sun is shining, and it's a lovely day. In our Bible lesson today, we're going to learn about a time when there wasn't any rain. And so the plants weren't growing and the flowers weren't blooming, and it was a hard time. Do you all know where food comes from? Do any of you have gardens? We're going to read a story today that's written by Gyo Fujikawa, and it's called Let's Grow a Garden. It's one of my favorites. It looks like spring is here. Let's grow a garden full of good and tasty vegetables. We start by getting little packets of seeds and tiny leafy seedlings all ready to plant. See the little seedlings? Yeah, you can buy those at the store, and there are seeds that you can buy too. Then we put them in the earth in neat and tidy rows. Every day we work from dawn till dusk to keep the earth loose between the rows and free of weeds. It takes a lot of work to grow a garden. And with the help of the warm sun, now who gives us the sun? It's God, isn't it? And the wet rain, who gives us rain? God, yes He does. We'll watch our garden sprout and grow. Shoo, bunnies, shoo, little bugs, don't eat up our greens. And when it doesn't rain, we'll just get a garden hose and water our garden. You have to have water. And suddenly, one day, our garden is full of delicious vegetables. Ooh, don't they look good? Ripe and ready to eat. Look, we have so much. Enough for us and for all of our friends too. Wasn't that a wonderful story about a garden? Well, in our Bible lesson today, which comes from the Bible, from the book of 1 Kings, chapter 17, verses 8 through 16, we're going to learn about a man named Elijah. Elijah was a godly man. He went around all over the country talking about God and teaching people about God the Father. And during the time that Elijah lived, there was a king who was ruler over the land, and he was a bad king. He did many bad things, and he did not worship God. Well, God saw everything that was going on, and He, who controls the rain, stopped the rain from coming. And when there's no rain, the crops die. And people were very hungry because there was no wheat. They couldn't make bread. There was no water, so people were thirsty. It was a very hard time in the land. Well, God told Elijah one day, I want you to go to a certain town, and in that town there'll be a woman, and I want you to ask that woman for something to eat and drink. So Elijah obeyed God, and sure enough, he went to that particular town, and there was a lady, and actually she was picking up sticks. Have you ever picked up sticks in your yard, maybe during the fall when Mom and Dad are raking leaves and you help? Well, she was picking up sticks because she was going to make a fire to bake some bread. And Elijah said, Can you hear that background noise? That's some worker bees at my house. Elijah went to the lady just like God told him to, and said, would you give me a drink of water, please? And she stopped what she was doing and she said, yes, I'll do that. And he says, oh, one more thing. Would you mind giving me some bread? Oh, her face dropped. She says, oh, I'm so sorry, but I don't have any bread to give you. You see, all I have is a little bit of flour and a little bit of oil. And I was going to mix them together and make some dough to bake bread, and it would be the last meal for myself and for my little boy. And Elijah said, go ahead and make some bread, but give it to me first. And then make some bread for yourself. So the woman followed Elijah's directions, and she went, and first she poured some flour into a bowl and some oil. Can you see? Yeah. And she mixed it all up, and she gave the bread. She used a little bit that she had to make the bread for Elijah. And then she had extra oil and extra flour. That's a miracle. And she made more bread. Oh, boys and girls, that flour and that oil kept coming. It didn't run out. And Elijah told her, God told me that he will provide enough flour and enough oil for you until the rains come. Well, that's what she did. She kept making bread using her flour and her oil, and there was plenty of bread. Look how much bread is on that table. And look what she's pouring into the cup. Water. Yes, God provided. And look at that little boy. He looks kind of like one of you guys eating bread. Oh, nice hot bread is so delicious. God cares for us, and he cared for them and provided flour and oil so she could mix it together and have bread. Oh, I've got a special song. It's called Fill My Cup and Let It Overflow. And then it says, let it overflow with love. Or you can go love like this. Are you ready? Fill my cup and let it overflow. Fill my cup and let it overflow. Ho, ho, ho. Fill my cup and let it overflow. Let it overflow with love. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Ho, ho, ho. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Ho, ho, ho. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Fill my cup and let it overflow. Fill my cup and let it overflow. Ho, ho. Fill my cup and let it overflow. Let it overflow with love. Oh, our Bible verse this quarter is God is love. 1 John 4:8. That's what our cup is going to be overflowing with, so that we can be thankful for everything that God gives us and for the people that God gives us to care for us. I have one last thing. It's a little, you have to stand up for this one. It's a little activity, and we're going to say, God is watching when I jump. Can you jump? God is watching when I jump. He hears me when I pray. God is love. I know it's true. He's with me every day. Let's do it again. God is watching when I jump. He hears me when I pray. God is love. I know it's true. He's with me every day. Thanks, boys and girls, for listening to the Bible story today. I hope you will be thankful for our food and for our water and for our moms and dads who care for us, our grandmas and grandpas, our babysitters, our teachers. That's who God gives us to care for us. And He is with us every day. I love you, Mrs. Real loves you, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.